Listen, I'll tell you this, and I'm gonna tell you, and I told you. I said Canelo would fight Floyd, but he ain't gonna fight Crawford. And I'll tell you this, Floyd wouldn't fight Crawford.
Well, so you're telling me in his prime,
no,
Mayweather wouldn't fight him?
Crawford is hard to handle.
So you would
the only man you want to think about trying to put Devin on him, and it ain't gonna happen. So that's the kind of feat, that's the kind of shit you need.
So you would take Crawford over Mayweather in a prime for prime type fight, pretty much.
Absolutely, right now.
Before we get into Bill Haney, I'd like to respond to a couple of comments. And unlike previous comments that I respond to, this is actually a pretty good comment from War Prime Minister. So he won't go to the zone to fight Canelo, fine. But I'm sure he expects Benavidez or Bivol, the winner of that fight, to go to the PBC to fight him. Now he's right. That does seem like that's David Benavidez' mentality. But how are you going to clean up 175 and then go back down to 168 as he claimed he is going to do if you don't go on another platform? Because for him to clean up 175, he's going to have to beat Bivol or Benavidez. Bivol is with Matchroom and Benavidez is with Top Rank. Two platforms that are going to fit the bill for that fight. Or maybe you're hoping and wishing and think PBC is that powerful to get TV rights to those fights. It's not going to happen. You're going to have to nut up and go to another platform to make those fights. I mean, either Al Heyman got these guys shook or they just scared to leave the platform. But I agree with Warren Prime Minister. He's going to have to leave the PBC to clean up 175 like he says he is. They asked Terence Crawford to give 3 names he wants for his next opponent. He said Canelo, Canelo, Canelo. And of course he was laughing about it, but according to Bernie the Boxer, Crawford is still in the mix to get that fight in September. And all the laughing and joking aside, Terence Crawford really wants that fight. And not just because of money, and that's what people think. Oh, it's a big payday. He wants a big payday. Terence Crawford told you over and over again he wants to be 3-time undisputed champion. And the payday doesn't hurt. As a matter of fact, I want a payday. I can run around the ring like Jamel Charlo for $5 million. And Michael Benson just reported that Canelo Alvarez and the PBC are back in the negotiation table for the Canelo-Jaime Munguia fight. It doesn't make sense to me, but we'll talk about that in the next video. Now, the politician Bill Haney believes that Terence Crawford would beat a Prime Mayweather in a Canelo Alvarez. I don't know if this stems from Mayweather putting out that highlight reel of Gervonta Davis against Devin Haney, but it does seem like Bill Haney and Mayweather have some animosity towards each other. You know, Mayweather's been hating for years anyway. But what I believe is this. I always said in the lower weight classes, I would have picked Pretty Boy Mayweather to beat Terence Crawford. But I think Terence Crawford would get the edge on Mayweather at 147. It's just my opinion. Mayweather was a great fighter. I think he was better in the lower weight classes. I think most of his opponents he has faced, he has had a reach advantage. I think with a fighter like Terence Crawford, who's a switch hitter, has long arms for the weight class, would force Mayweather to come inside. Now, I know Mayweather's a good defensive fighter and he has speed, but Crawford has good timing as well and he has a high boxing IQ. And actually, both guys have high boxing IQ. But what was genius about Floyd is he knew when to fight these guys. Especially at welterweight. I don't know any welterweight former champions, Hall of Famers, or future Hall of Famers that he has faced in their prime. Manny Pacquiao, Miguel Cotto, Shane Mosley, their best days were over. Now, if he's fighting a prime Terence Crawford, I think it'll be a different story. So I'm going to roll with Crawford at 147. Now, as far as Canelo go, we all know Crawford has a great skill set. That's not the problem. It's the 3 weight classes going up and the power. And Terence Crawford's power is an X factor. We don't know how he's going to punch at 168, and maybe we will find out if he fights Canelo Alvarez. But until then, that's the question mark. We know Canelo has power at 168. We don't know what type of power Terence Crawford is bringing up 3 weight classes. So that's the reason I would pick Canelo to beat him, because the power difference. He will be able to fight Canelo from the outside because the reach difference. But eventually, Canelo's going to get inside, and we don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Jay Beezy, I'm gone.